Hello, this is Sybil Harmony, psychic medium and healer, and welcome to my channel. This is a video about where I was for almost 2 weeks. I had a message from my guides. I do healing work as well as reading, and my guides told me about a month ago when I had a really bad stomach pain to heal my appendix. And I was like, okay, and my colon. So I did some work. I do energy healing. I did some work on my colon, and I have healed myself. I always tell my clients, you need to go to the doctor. If you're sick, you need everyone on board. And so I always tell my clients that. But as far as me, I know how I respond to traditional medical care. Like when I had my ankle broken, I was trying to protect my grandchildren from this poltergeist. Yeah, I'm a psychic and I deal with spirits. So I was this poltergeist was in 2015, was hurting my grandchildren, and it had been going on for a while. And I was trying to get rid of the poltergeist and working with their mother, who was also a medium. And that's how she attracted the poltergeist, because she was a medium who wasn't connecting with her feelings and actually also using drugs, which is a very bad combination. So to make a long story short, at one point I challenged the poltergeist, and I told it, you know, if you want to pick on somebody, why don't you pick on me instead of hurting little children? And it did. It pushed me down a hill and I broke my ankle. For that, I went to the doctors. Because when you have a medical emergency, Western medicine works really well. You can't do an energy healing on a broken leg. That's not gonna, because energy healing takes time. It's just not the thing to do. So some other things that I've dealt with, I've had cysts that burst in my ovaries. This was like 30 years ago, before I was an adept healer. And I was just kind of learning about energy, but I didn't, yeah. Anyway, it happened 3 times. And the first time it happened, they were like, the doctor was like, I went to the emergency room and the doctor said, okay. And then it happened twice more. And after it happened the second and third time, I went back to the doctor to do a follow-up after I was better. And the first time I had emergency surgery. The other 2 times it stopped bleeding by itself after observation and sonograms. And what the doctor told me is, you can't do that. That can't happen. And I know I'm different from most people in the way my body is. And I know that a lot of times when something's wrong, I heal myself. And, but in that case, I needed emergency help. I got it. And so when I had chronic fatigue, the doctors didn't know what was wrong with me. And they kept saying, well, there's nothing wrong with you. And that was like also about, it was many years ago, when I was just learning energy healing. And so I healed myself from the chronic fatigue, because every doctor that I saw said, well, it's your thyroid, or there's nothing wrong with you, or it's all in your head, or, you know, get a vitamin B shot or something, which helped a little bit, but it didn't really fix the problem. The problem was that I was empathically picking up everybody's energy, and I didn't know how to clear myself and take care of myself. So I started learning how to meditate and clear my energy field. And that's how I healed from chronic fatigue. I also healed my thyroid. I also healed Hep C. I had Hep C, and I used reishi mushrooms. I did not use the traditional medical routes, and I don't suggest that other people do that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not responsible. You need to go to your doctor if you have these conditions. And I'm happy to work with you when you're working with your doctor. So, but as far as me personally, I know myself. And so when my guides told me about a month ago, um, you need to work on your colon and your appendix. I was like, okay. I felt nauseated. One night I had extreme pain and a high fever, which is probably dangerous. um, and I had a lot of gas. And this had not, the bloating and the gas had gone on for a while. And I just was trying to change my diet and do, some little things. But about a month ago when this happened, I said, okay, I'll go to the doctor's and I'll get a test. So I was busy, and a couple weeks later I went and got a test to see if it was some kind of bacteria or what was going on with my stomach. And then the test results came back, and I missed that appointment. I went, and then my guide showed me, you need to work on your appendix. And my guides always show me. Sometimes I don't listen. That's a huge issue. It's been a huge issue with me. Like, I can read other people's stuff and tell them, whether they listen to me or not, that's up to them. You have free will. But when it comes to me, I don't listen really well. So I know that's an issue. And every time it happens, I do it and I say, I'm never going to do that again. I do get better at listening. Because whenever I listen to my guides, my life works. And when I don't, I can have really big problems. And the energy is so weird right now. I could tell you, if I have time in this video, I'll tell you some weird things that have been happening to clients and people I know, but it's just really weird and unexpected weird stuff happening. And the thing to do with that is to stay really grounded and to do your prayers and to use crystals, grounding crystals, protective crystals, to talk to your guides. You have guides, you have guardian angels, to talk to the ascended masters, to talk to your angels, to talk to your ancestors, and keep yourself safe and doing what you need to be doing. Do as I say, not as I do. So anyway, they told me your appendix needs to come out. And I was like, what? And that morning I woke up and they said, you need to go to the doctor now. And I had an appointment later that afternoon, and they said, no, now. And so I called Kaiser, which is where I go, and I said, do you have anything this morning? And they said, yeah, be here at 9. So I was like, okay, I'm there. And when I was getting ready for my appointment, I had this feeling, which is my guides talking to me because I'm clairsentient and claircognizant, that I wasn't going to be coming home that night. I was like, that's weird. I was like watering all the plants and giving the pets extra food and making things so that in case I didn't, for some reason, come home, because it didn't make sense to me. But I kept getting this feeling like, you're not going to be coming home, maybe even for a while. And I thought, that's crazy. So I just went to my appointment. And as soon as I got there, the doctor, I could see it in his eyes. He was scared. And he said, go to the emergency room now. And so I did. And when I went there, I opened the door in the parking lot. And nature always comes to me and talks to me. And there was a butterfly that was dying in the parking lot. Sorry, I have other noise here. There was a butterfly dying in the parking lot. And nature always brings me messages. I know how to read animals and birds and flowers and things. And a butterfly means you need to change. And I really got the message of, you need to change or you will die. And Tinkerbell, my guide, showed me my appendix coming out. And I was like, wow. And so I went in there, and first they were saying, well, you just need an enema, and we'll probably just give you some antibiotics and send you home. And then they came in and said, take her to surgery. My appendix had been perforated for probably over a month or maybe longer. And I was still walking around, functioning, and they didn't know, like, how can you even be alive and how are you even here when this happened. I don't know to the extent that it was perforated, that it was damaged, but it was, and it was only a matter of time till I dropped over dead. And that explained, like, oh, that explains why I'm having really a lot of pain. And so I was in the hospital for 8 days. They took me to surgery. They found a mass from the perforated appendix in my colon, and they said that they hope it's not cancer, and it wasn't. So I'm really grateful for that. And I went from being in energy, healing, crystal, happy land to spending a week in a surgery unit with these really amazing women that were nurses, and the doctors too, but the nurses are just amazing. And dealing, and it totally put me in a whole different world. It gave me a look at something that is like a foreign country to me. It was, or a different planet. And I have a lot of respect for nurses and doctors and our medical systems. Sometimes, like when I herniated my stomach, they said, well, you can have surgery or you can have antacids. And I was like, no and no, I don't need that. I'll heal that. Who heals me? I do. And so I healed my herniated stomach with massage and exercise and deep breathing. It took me a couple years, but it worked. I've known other people who've had the surgery, and most of the time, they're still dealing with the issues. So anyway, just for that particular issue. But for appendix or broken legs or emergencies, definitely I will now always really, hopefully I respect and listen. Obviously, I'm supposed to be here. It's a miracle that I'm even alive. And I look forward to making videos. I am planning on my Monday video, and I really want to say Merry Christmas and thank you so much for everybody who's been asking, like, where are you, and concerned. Or maybe you were thinking that and you didn't say anything or you didn't know. But I really appreciate you hanging with me there. And I look forward to coming back and making some great videos. There's a lot going on. It's like the energy is just really moving forward now. Even just in the last couple of days, this is the 21st, I think, or the 22nd. Yeah, it's like since like the 20th, the energy has just started really, things are really happening in the political realm. Things are moving forward. And once again, it's just like really weird energy. I'll just tell you a couple things. I don't know if I should tell you some because they're not happy endings. But my sister-in-law lives in the mountains near here, and it's not that far from town, but her neighbor had the sliding glass door open, and a mountain lion came in their house through the sliding glass door, and the little dog saw the mountain lion and fainted, and they had it on video, and the mountain lion coming in and coming out, and the mountain lion left the little dog there, which was really weird. And I just heard of like weird, like just accidents where people just die, like healthy, happy people who just like gone, all of a sudden gone. because our energy is changing. The planet is shifting. The vibration is changing. And some people are meant to be here and some people are not. And death is not a bad thing. Think if we were stuck here forever. That would be awful. But it's not really, that people are just dying, but it's just like people are going through stuff. There's a lot of crime. There's wars. There's the immigrant population suffering. There's a lot. There's so much going on in our world. And so do what you can to help others in this holiday season. Every day is Christmas, really. And really take super, super good care of yourself and your loved ones. And the way I do that is I ground and I say my prayers. And I will look forward to answering. If you have questions about what's going on politically, let me know. I have some questions from a couple weeks ago. I still think they might be relevant. Like with the Congress, like I was seeing, what's his name, trying to be the head of the GOP Congress, Kevin, that guy, like trying to pull it together. He's holding his hands. He's like, I think I have all the votes. I think I have all the votes. And then, whoops, one fell out. It's like, I'm looking at Trump and I'm going, he's crazy. He thinks he thinks he's in one of those cards. That's how he sees himself, as some kind of superhero that's going to escape all this stuff somehow. Take a jet or something somewhere, I don't know. And he still thinks he's going to get away with it. There's so much going on. But I will talk about that Monday, and I'll look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas. Much love. Bye-bye.